So when I was a student teacher, I had no idea how hard it can be to get 30 kids to be quiet. I'll never forget the first time my mentoring teacher let me teach class for the first time. And I was thinking to myself, finally, I can show my teaching acumen. I mean, I was made for this job, and I did just go through 2 years of teacher preparation. How hard could it possibly be? And so when all of the students came in the room and took their seats, and they were like talking to each other, I went and stood in the front and I said, all right, guys, let's get started. And they just kept talking. And so I said it a little bit louder and they just kept talking to each other. And so finally I yelled over the roar. I said, everybody, I need your attention. Let's get going. And a few kids stopped talking, but the majority of the room just kept going on and on. It didn't matter how loud I was. They couldn't hear me, or they didn't want to hear me. And so I turned to my mentoring teacher. Her name is Mrs. Steelman, who was in her 40th year in the classroom. And I go, help me, please. And I detected a twinge of a smile on her lips. And she just got up from her seat, calmly walked to the front of the room, and she just stood there and looked at the class. She didn't say a word. And then one kid in the front row saw her and he turned around and he goes, guys, shut up. And then another kid started shushing. And finally, the whole room was like shushing each other. And in like 5 seconds, the class was silent. Mrs. Steelman turns to me and she goes, it's all you, Muir. And I took her place and we went on with class. And then after class, I sat down with her and I just asked her, I said, what is this strange magic you possess, sorcerer woman? And she just told me that sometimes the best way to get kids' attention is to just look at them and maybe say, I'll wait, and they will do all of the work for you. And as a brand stinking new teacher, as a student teacher, this blew my mind, and I've been using that technique ever since. And you know what else I learned from this? That there are some amazing teachers out there who have been doing this for a long time. And I need to constantly be on the lookout for new practices and wisdom that can only come from experience, from people who have been doing this a while. Veterans like Mrs. Steelman, someone who's been in the classroom now for over half a century at this point. Not just because she has to, but because she loves it. All teachers, but especially young ones, need to take advantage of the collective wisdom in our schools. Ask questions, seek out help, talk to your principal about observing other teachers' classes. Make it a priority to learn from the experts around you. There is so much to learn about being a great teacher, and that never stops. I mean, talk to Mrs. Steelman. She still loves learning new ways to engage and work with students. Every time I visit her classroom, I feel like she's trying something new out. But you have to be humble to do that and recognize there's always room to improve, and you have to rely on others to do that sometimes. And this also means that veterans, the ones who've been here a while, have to be willing to be those mentors. Invite younger teachers into the classroom. Schedule regular check-ins with them. Give out your phone number. Or do as Mrs. Steelman does. Allow student teachers into your classroom. Start teaching new teachers. Teaching is a team sport, and the team is so much better when we work together with each other and share our gifts. So to sum it up, new teachers, keep asking for help. Seek wisdom from those who came before you. And older teachers, or seasoned teachers, be willing to give it. And all teachers, never stop learning. And Mrs. Steelman, thank you for everything. Let's grab lunch soon.